So, ladies and gentlemen, it is 12:03 a.m. and there was something else here in the form of a podcast where we talked about Roman Reigns and how stupid tweets that don't make sense are being called out on, and then people get triggered and they get salty, and then they want to flag my video for inappropriate conduct and death threats and this and that and whatever else bullshit YouTube wants to conjure up and email me at 11:30 while I'm out with my brother enjoying my evening. There was a rant on here about someone who I will not name here and a stupid tweet that he made in regards to Roman Reigns and how the man looks like a man, and the reason why people hate him is because the men cannot be him, and the fact that everyone's wife and girlfriend or significant other is drooling over Roman Reigns because they can't have Roman Reigns or they can't be Roman Reigns. So I called him out on it. And I made a very valid point as to why WWE needs to turn Roman Reigns heel. You guys know for I don't know how many weeks I've been talking about it and how many videos I made on this topic, how I opened up off the script almost every single week discussing how we should do it, what needs to be done, how it should be done, etc., etc. I don't want to give myself any more gray hairs talking about Roman Reigns. You guys know what needs to be done. I know what needs to be done. It's on WWE to do the right thing. Otherwise the guy's going to be a colossal failure, which he already is. We're just waiting for his career to be over at this point. From this point on, I'm not going to make this long. We're going to get right into the podcast. People think they want to take me down. Nobody's taking me down. You want to take me down? Come to All In, motherfucker, and say it to my fucking face. Because I will be at All In. Okay? You fucking indie marks, you fucking Roman Reigns wannabe fans, you fucking Roman Reigns fanboys, fangirls. You want to fucking say something to me? Meet me at All In. And I'll leave it at that. In light of this bullshit, I had to take off the script down. And there was a rant on there that opened up the show that you guys can only hear on iTunes and Podbean at this moment. I may even upload the original video to Twitch tomorrow, just so that you guys can see it in video form. But I want to make sure I maximize what I do here. People, like I said, people want to take me down. Nobody's taking me down, man. This is my livelihood. You're either going to prison or you'll be sued for every fucking dime you got. Nobody's taking me down. This is my livelihood. Stay out of my fucking business. Okay? There's a reason why I'm driving a beautiful fucking car outside. One in which the trolls will never ever see in their lifetime. Okay? Believe me. And there's a reason why I am the most successful up-and-coming podcast that this industry has ever seen. Believe me. There's a reason why I am sitting at the House of Glory commentary table, commentating in front of some of the best indie talent that this world has to offer. Believe me. There's a lot of people that have faith in me. There's a lot of people that have trust in me. There's a lot of people that love me for who I am. I don't need some troll on YouTube to try and take me down. Yes, I am your life. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Regardless, the original rant will be on iTunes and Podbean. You guys can hear it there in full. They won't take it down on there. Believe that. It'll be there. You guys want to see the video form of the rant? It'll be on my Twitch tomorrow morning. I got to maximize and separate and differentiate the times in which this thing is going up because I want you guys to focus on what you're going to watch now. Everything has to change but the title. Title's going to be a different topic, one that we discussed already in detail in this video. So it's still off the script. It's just I had to edit it out because of unfortunate circumstances that were brought to my attention this evening. But you guys can see the original rant on iTunes and Podbean. You guys can see it on Twitch. And you guys are going to get off the script as you normally get it right now. I know it's a little late, but please, if you can, support the video and support the podcast. There's no doubt in my mind that it's going to do the regular numbers that it usually does anyway because you guys are the best at what you do. So there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to achieve whatever it usually gets anyway. But I will say this. You guys want the original rant? It's there. You guys want to see it in video form? It's on Twitch. And please follow me on Twitter. And listen to what I say on Twitter. Go to Twitter, look at my last couple of tweets, follow my instructions, and do what needs to be done. If someone's messing with your business and livelihood, please take the appropriate action and report it to those who are going to see it, hear it, and take action upon these people. Please. I don't want to see this happen to anyone else. No matter if I fucking can't stand you, I hate you, and you do the same thing that I do, I would never want to see your livelihood or your business taken down, man. And you guys got my back. I know that for sure. Go on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Listen to my instructions, do what I tell you, and support the show the very best way that you guys can. I'm out of here. I'm going to upload it. Hopefully you guys see this tonight or tomorrow. Off the script might be a little late, as always, on Sunday because A, it's my dad's birthday, and B, because of this unfortunate circumstance. But whatever the case may be, enjoy the show. Thank you guys so much. If you already watched it, hit that thumbs up. Again, leave me a comment down below. Let's get this thing going, and I'll see you guys, as always, on Off the Script, man. We ain't going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere, and I'll see you guys at All In.
And all of my broken brilliance bask upon it. And here I am with JD.
You ready for this? All I mentioned was Roman Reigns. SummerSlam was on Saturday night. I highly recommend. That would be my number one match at the end of 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to exclusive booth on your live.
Right here on the number one professional wrestling podcast. Right here on YouTube.com. I'm surprised I even have a voice, man. I'm surprised I even have a voice after last night to do all that yelling in the first 25 minutes of this podcast. But when I talk about that shit, bro, when I talk about Roman Reigns, bro, let me tell you something about how I would book Roman Reigns in the Attitude Era, bro. You see, Roman Reigns is not on the level of an Undertaker or a Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. You know, we would have put him against the Bret Harts of the Attitude Era. Whatever, man. I'm surprised I have a voice after last night, man. House of Glory killed it again, man. 2 events this year so far. One in February, and then... Actually, no, this is the 3rd event. I'm sorry. I'm all fucked up today. February, and then we had Kicking It Old School, and then we had last night, Fair Warning, at the Elks Lodge, man. Unbelievable show. It was one of the most fun shows I think House of Glory ever put on, man. And that has a lot to do with the talent. Talent always busts their ass. You know, they're like family to me now. You know, I love watching people mature and grow. And it's how I watch the WWE product. It's how I talk about what I talk about on here. And I critique the shows. I like seeing people progress and develop. So I'm such a big fan of NXT. That's why I have such a high ceiling for guys like Velveteen Dream and you know, Ricochet, who's down there, to see where they can go and what their talent can really do for them, you know? But it was a fun show, man. LAX is just so lively, and they killed it last night with TJ Marconi. TJ Marconi was actually working with Grimm's Toy Show not too long ago, and his partner Brian Burgundy. Great tag team title fight last night. Man, Shane Strickland, you know, I loved his work in Lucha Underground, man. I still watch it to this day. I go back and watch it on YouTube, man. That Weapons of Mass Destruction match with Marty the Moth Martinez, man. My God. I have not watched, you know, believe it or not, I have not watched Killshot versus Dante Fox yet. He's another one who I'm incredibly high on, man. Dante Fox. Shane Strickland last night, man, he killed it. You know, I was hoping that Strickland was going to become the new Crown Jewel champion. I thought they were going to do it, man. They had a climactic ending that I can't wait. I pulled out my Mauro Ranallo, man. It was one of those NXT takeover moments where you see him jumping out of the fucking seat. I can't wait for you guys to hear, man. Crown Jewel Championship match with Evander James, and my favorite match of the whole night, man. Our resident Lucha, Montekia. He doesn't get enough credit. He is a very entertaining son of a bitch, man. And it was just a fun match. And he was opposing Jeff Cobb last night. And, I've watched Jeff Cobb on the indies. Some people like him, some people don't like him. But, I'm one of those guys that's always gravitated to those Olympic-style guys. Someone with the size of Jeff Cobb and just the freaky fucking strength that this guy has and how athletic he is for a guy his size. A guy that size should not be moving like he does. That's why I like guys like, I'm not too familiar with him, but I'm hoping to really be familiar with him I believe he signed to NXT. Keith Lee, someone that size should not be moving the size of Keith Lee. I'm sorry. Or even guys now that are on the main roster. He's going to be on the main roster soon, but what we've seen of Killian Dane. Guys like Killian Dane should not be moving the way that he moves. It's fucking like a freak of nature, man. It's unbelievable. I love seeing shit like that. But Jeff Cobb stole the show last night. His match with Monte, man, I can't wait for you guys to hear the commentary that me, Shapiro, and our new guy, Benvenuto, we called the shit out of that match. I can't wait for it to be on YouTube. Can't wait. I even told Isaac. He was sitting right next to me at the sound desk. I'm like, dude, we called the shit out of that match. I got to hear that match on YouTube. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna pull that match. We're gonna tell everybody that's one of the few matches we got to get up on the YouTube channel. I can't wait, man. Also in the main event, Smiley. If you guys have been watching House of Glory and you know the product and the storylines, Smiley, went up against the Amazing Red last night, and there was a spot where Smiley set up wooden panels, these wooden plates. It's almost as if they were just plain wood. It was in the shape of a door. Two wooden doors almost, from the ring apron to the barricade, and Red got power-bombed through these wooden slates, these wooden doors, and he was actually carried off on a stretcher and halted into an ambulance. And we don't know what the heck happened. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Amazing Red, an amazing performer. He's better now than I've ever seen him, and he's the heart and soul of House of Glory. So, seeing him, I didn't leave until I kind of got the gist of what was going on. I heard he's okay. He was able to stand. He wanted to stand, but the EMTs didn't want him to stand up. I think he might have suffered a stinger. I was hearing multiple reports. It was a broken collarbone. It was a stinger. He had a concussion, so we really don't know what's going on with Amazing Red, but my thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. Whatever he suffered last night, fucking tore the house down last night, man. House of Glory. If you're not, checking out House of Glory, please do so, man. HOGWrestling.net. That is your House of Glory hub for all things House of Glory, social media, YouTube, whatever you guys need, man. Go there. And I'm proud to be working with those guys. And as always, proud to be working alongside my partners, Matthew Ryan Shapiro, and now Benvenuto, who I hope to get on board with, being familiarized with the product quick and soon so we can have the best commentary team on the independent circuit, man. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody that came up to me and greeted me. Nick Nightmare from Sledgehammer TV podcast, always presenting me with a lovely Guinness. He's the man, so go check him out. But House of Glory, man, we're coming back on June 9th. Coming back on June 9th to the NYC Arena. We have, who I can't wait for, man. It's going to be my first time. A lot of first-time evers this year, man. Jeff Cobb last night. Sami Callihan going to be on the House of Glory show on June 9th, man. Jeff Jarrett's going to be there. Demolition is going to be there. Ultimo Dragon is going to be there. Going to be a fucking barn burner, man. Come out, NYC Arena, June 9th. More info to come on that for House of Glory. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. We don't need a silver plaque or a silver play button. We're going to get our own, But when I put up my silver play button video, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get more than 1,000 views on mine with more than 100 likes. I don't need a car. I don't need all these guys in the YWC, the JDs and the Joe Cronins, the haters, the bashes. All they do is make fun of my baby daughter. Blah blah blah. CM Punk. The reason why I got this silver play button is because I clickbaited all of you suckers for CM Punk news. Breaking news: CM Punk here in the UFC signs a 67-year deal with Vince McMahon. He's not wrestling at UFC 225. CM Punk coming back to the WWE. Breaking news right here on Failure Views Entertainment. Anyway, we have a legit show and a legit podcast to conduct here. Let me move on with the news and the regular shit that we talk about on here, man. My God. Told you it was going to be one of those episodes, man. I got somewhat of a voice left after pulling out my best Mauro Ranallo last night. Somehow, man. Anyway, you guys know the deal. Twitter and YouTube. T-shirts, please get your T-shirts. We had a few sales yesterday, man. Thank you guys so much for the support on the Barbershop Window online store. barbershopwindow.com/JD from NY206. Don't at me, motherfucker. I'm right and you're wrong. Deal with this, especially when we talk about Roman Reigns. Got a few T-shirts over there in support of pushing Roman the right way here. His Roman Empire is still not over. They do it for Roman. The WrestleMania design this year. I wonder what's going to be next year, man. We're going to have a new Roman design next year? I think so. Failure Raha, Eat, Sleep, Bench, Repeat, JD is Negan shirt, the entire Get Off My TV line, barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Use code JD20, BShop20, JD20. BShop20, use code BShop20 for 20% off. Please make sure you guys go and support. Great way to look good this summer. Wear it to the beach, man. What are you doing? Who's that on your shirt? Yeah, Roman Reigns is a failure. That's all you got to say, man. Roman Reigns is a failure. His empire is not over. Barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Harry's is not only the best shave product on the market, but I have the opportunity to call them friends. Harry's.com/script. They are supporting the show all year long. And they're going to give you a free trial just for listening to Off the Script, man. Harry's.com/script. All you guys have to do is sign up, pay the shipping and handling, and you're going to get this shave trial for free. Razor blade, razor handle, the foaming shave gel, which you guys have said multiple times, it smells magnificent. It smells wonderful! And the protective case, harrys.com/script. audibletrial.com/off the script. Make sure you guys sign up for that. And another great way to support the show. Great friends of the show here. audibletrial.com/off the script. 30 days to try their service out. And they're going to include one free audiobook of your choice. If you have already signed up for Harry's and Audible, listen, man, word of mouth goes a long way. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell a classmate, tell your fucking teacher. You know, listen, JD's giving away free shit. Sign up, help him out. He's a good dude. audibletrial.com/off the script. And quickly, it's coming up. It'll be here before you know it. I'll be in Pittsburgh with Wrestle Rumble. I'll be at Terrace on 5th, July 15th for a live Off the Script special. We're going to be doing preview and predictions for Extreme Rules. That's located above Buford's Kitchen, directly across from where Extreme Rules will be held at the PPG Paints Arena. It's free to attend. More details to come in the coming weeks. And then on that Saturday, before Extreme Rules, we're going to have a Wrestle Rumble meetup, man. So you're going to be having dinner with me, man. 2 lucky winners. 2 lucky listeners and participants of Wrestle Rumble and Off the Script will be chosen. And you're going to have dinner and drinks with me and the Wrestle Rumble crew and Brian Ghoulish, the Beast himself, at Las Vegas Mexican Restaurant in Market Square in downtown Pittsburgh. Again, more details to come on this in the coming weeks. And if you guys want to support via the Patreon page, which you guys have done, patreon.com/JD from NY206. There you go, man. There you go. That's all the info I got for you. Let's hit the news. You know, we talked about Off the Script yesterday, and I appreciate all the kind words for Off the Script. A lot of you guys really enjoyed the episode. Some of you even went out and said that it was the best Off the Script that I've ever done, which, you know, is great. It means a lot to me. We talked about the revival and how I would fix the revival. And we discussed how taking the revival from their black hole that they currently sit in on Monday Night Raw, after being one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in the entire world, down in NXT. You take them, and when there's a trade, or a shakeup, or a draft, whatever WWE wants to call it these days, I don't know why we can't conduct trades. You know, they are two separate brands, aren't they? There should be trades conducted. You take the Revival, and during a shakeup or whatever, a trade, take them off of Raw. If you're not using them, we don't need to wait an entire year for you to freshen up your roster. You should be in the mode of freshening up your roster every now and then, all year round. Take a Revival, trade them for a team that you have down in NXT that you think is ready. I could see any one of those teams on the main roster. Street Profits, I could see TM61, I could see War Machine on the main roster, I could see Heavy Machinery on the main roster. Trade them and put them back down in NXT. Give them time to work with the new blooming teams down there, the up-and-coming teams that are down there. Not only will it make their division better, but it would make Dawson and Wilder that much happier. You know, employee morale is very important, and I can't imagine that their morale is great right now. You know, they may say otherwise on social media because they have to give you the politically correct answer. When you call these guys out about being unhappy, just like Mike Kanellis. We all complained about why he was eliminated in 1 second at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He comes on Twitter and says, I love working for WWE. This has been my lifelong dream. I own 7 boats. Whatever. You guys know the answer. Got Baron Corbin showing off his Ferraris. You got Tyler Breeze talking about buying 5 condos. You don't need to go on social media and brag about how much money you make or how many condos you have or how many garages filled with fucking exotic cars you have. The reason they do that is because they can't give you an answer that they want to give you. The reason why they showcase that is because deep down in their soul, they're unhappy. And they know it. I know it, you know it, they know it. They can't give you the right answer, though. They can't give you the answer that they want to give you. It's a cover-up for how they're really feeling. And the reason why we express our ways to these wrestlers is because we care. You know, these wrestlers think that we don't care and they want to brag about how many fans don't know jack shit and how much money that they're making. You know, that's the mentality that I wouldn't want from an employee. If I want somebody on my roster, they're going to have the mentality of a Kenny Omega. Someone who doesn't want to be complacent. If you ain't coming in here to be the fucking man in this place, I don't fucking want you. I don't want you whatsoever, man. If I had a roster full of Kenny Omegas, can you imagine? Not just because he's a great fucking worker, but the mentality of someone who thinks like Kenny Omega. Can you imagine the WWE with someone who, you know, with that type of mentality working for you? If you had a whole roster, whole WWE full of someone with the mentality of a Kenny Omega. Oh, but JD, they're held down by management, man. Yeah, because they get complacent. Nobody has balls to speak up. When they get to the WWE, clip, 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 they got their balls cut off. That's exactly what you got to do. You are a slave. Tyler Breeze. What happened to Tyler Breeze in NXT? Look at what happened to Tyler Breeze on the main roster. For a month, we seen Prince Pretty. And then all of a sudden, he's fucking Breezango. And then he's delegated to catering and not featured in anything important. They featured him on Fashion Files, but that died after a month. It didn't become funny anymore. It didn't maintain its humor. It died. And now we don't see it anymore. I think it's on a WWE.com special. They do it on there. They don't even do it on SmackDown Live anymore. Just like how they abandoned the fucking the top 10 list that was alive for 2 weeks and then they got rid of that. What I'm trying to say is, these guys who are dead to main roster television, the guys who are not featured, the Breezes and the Fandangos and the fucking Ty Dillingers, the Ascensions, the Revivals. You could even put some women in there, which I'll talk about in a second, because this is not the first time she said it. Trade them to NXT and bring some talent up. You know, NXT wants to complain when they were going through their dark period not too long ago before they got all this indie talent, and now they're flourished with indie talent. There was a moment in NXT where they didn't really have much going on for them. And they were waiting for the next boom to hit. Now we're in that boom. We got the Ricochets and the Adam Coles and the War Machines and the Velveteen Dreams and the Aleister Blacks. We got all that shit going on, right? They wouldn't go through those dark periods if you were constantly trading. If there was trades being able to be made from Raw, SmackDown to NXT and vice versa. That's the solution. WWE, they make something so difficult. Meanwhile, the answer is staring them right in the fucking face. How do you fix the Revival? Trade them down to NXT. I'm sure NXT would love to have the Revival, and I'm sure the Revival would be fucking the happiest people on this planet to be back in NXT. WWE does not want to push tag team wrestling on main roster TV. Tag team wrestling in the WWE's taken off, and we've seen its boom period. WWE stopped it. We've seen it hot and cold, back and forth. And since the 1980s, 1990s, it hasn't been the same. Back in the Attitude Era, you had Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, the Hardys, APA, so many other teams, right? You had the New Age Outlaws. You had fucking Terry Funk and Chainsaw Charlie, who I loved. I thought that was a great fucking tag team, you know? Perhaps the only tag team that anyone truly cares about right now is the New Day. And you could probably put the Usos in there, but WWE has dropped the Usos off the face of the fucking planet, too, after they were incredibly hot. There was one point where the Usos, they speak, you listen. Not anymore. I don't know where the Usos have gone. They just seemingly disappeared. We haven't even seen the tag team champions on SmackDown Live for a few weeks now. The New Day are the only team that WWE legitimately cares for, and that's the way that they're portrayed on television. They're even in Money in the Bank. Now, while the Usos are also a big name, they simply don't connect on the elite level like the New Day does. The New Day's all over the place. PR, marketing, they're everywhere. Press conferences, WWE uses them in that way because they trust who they are and they have that charisma, right? With all that being said, contrasting then's tag team division to today's tag team division shows how much the division has dropped off in recent years. The SmackDown Live tag team titles are currently held by Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers. Harper and Rowan have been built up as these unstoppable machines in recent weeks, and nobody gives a single fuck. And that is the God honest truth. I love Harper and Rowan. I think they're great. But do people legitimately care? They don't. And that's a shame that I'm actually saying that. They don't care. And it's because WWE has portrayed them in a way that is, these guys aren't important. If they were important, they'd be on TV every week. If the tag team titles mattered, they'd be on TV every week. They're not. The Raw tag team titles are held by Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Now, while they currently are fan favorites, at least Matt Hardy anyway, I don't know how people feel about Bray Wyatt, nobody gives a fuck about Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I love me Matt Hardy. I think he's great. But do you legitimately care about the tag team championships? Did you give a shit when they won the tag team titles? Probably the answer is no. And if you are saying yes, then you're merely a sucker who just agrees with everything. I don't care. There's no reason for you to care. They don't give you a reason to care. So why am I going to? At WrestleMania 34, the titles were truly devalued when Braun Strowman chose Nicholas in the crowd as he walked by No Way Jose and other WWE stars that appear in NXT. He walked by legitimate wrestlers and chose Nicholas, of all the people in the crowd, to win the tag team championships with. Never mind that. It was a handicap match disguised as a tag team match with a 10-year-old. And Nicholas was actually the son of a WWE referee, won the titles, did Braun Strowman from Sheamus and Cesaro. Cesaro and Sheamus are a great tag team and have done many great things for the division, but to lose at WrestleMania in that manner, dropping the titles afterwards to Braun Strowman, it's pathetic booking. And if you enjoy that, you are a fucking sucker. That was one of the worst WrestleMania moments in the history of WrestleMania. I would never book my championship match, let alone a match, period. But a championship match in that manner, you have to be out of your fucking mind blitzed. I'm sorry. This goes to show you how WWE cares about their tag team division. Not at all. They don't give a fuck at all. A recent report from PW Insider and Mike Johnson confirms this belief. He suggests that the reason WWE doesn't put any effort into tag team wrestling anymore is because it's no longer a big moneymaker. I quote, I think they have decided that nobody involved in the tag team division is worth their time, and they're going to do everything to get away from that. They're not going to invest into it because they don't think it makes them any money, and that's that. End quote. So, why did you bring up Sanity? And why did you bring up the Authors of Pain? It's like WWE is merely filling roster space to merely fill television time with absolutely no fuel to make that television time great or have any meaning. That bothers me. That legitimately bothers me. Because that shows WWE doesn't give a fuck about what they present on television. And it's presenting that WWE is all about the money and they don't give a fuck about the talent. All you are is a name. All you are is a name. So if you're Matt and Nick Jackson, if you're the Young Bucks, and you feel this way, and you see this, you see how Gallows and Anderson are being treated, you see how the New Day is being treated, you see how the Usos are being treated, you see how the Revival is being treated, you see how the Authors of Pain are being treated. Why would you ever want to take everything that you've worked so hard for and accumulated and built over the span of your career to go to WWE, to be shoved to the side, to be used as an example that you thought you were king shit on the indies. Now when you get here, now you abide by my rules. You get pushed when I say you get pushed. You get the spotlight when I say you get the spotlight. Why would the Young Bucks ever go to WWE? If I'm Matt and Nick Jackson, I would stay away from the WWE like a fucking disease, like a plague. That's exactly what they are. Tag team wrestling is a disease in WWE. And I don't understand the moniker or the logic of it's not worth their time because there's no money in it. So, because there's no money in it, you're going to just devalue the titles and devalue every other team in the divisions, both on Raw and SmackDown. You're going to bring up people who are comfy and cozy and doing something with their lives and giving us quality television in NXT to bring them up, to waste them away and just put them in catering and feature them on main event and feature them on house shows where we can't see them. I don't understand this. How is there no money in tag team wrestling? People want to see tag team wrestling. I just don't want to see tag team wrestling. The aspect of it that bothers me is that you're paying these people and you're not utilizing them. Why are you paying them? As an employer, why would you not utilize tag team wrestlers, and why won't you let them go out there and give me tag team wrestling? I don't understand how one person can watch NXT TakeOver Toronto and watch what DIY and the Revival did in that 2 out of 3 falls match and tell me that there's not a market for tag team wrestling. Is it because WWE has no creativity? Is it because they draw a blank when it comes to tag team wrestling? But NXT, which is a WWE brand, gets tag team wrestling right. Every time there's a tag team match in NXT, it's tag team wrestling the way tag team wrestling is supposed to be. Why aren't they doing that on the main roster? And what does a 15-minute tag team match have to do with them making money? 15 to 20 minutes of a Raw or SmackDown is what they're concerned about? So you'd rather not feature tag team wrestling on a 3-hour Raw, but you'd rather feature fucking No Way Jose's conga line and Bobby Roode fucking doing shake, rattle, and roll, gyrating, right? In his robe on Monday Night Raw. That's what we want to see, though, right? That's what you think we want to see. The WWE is a fucking circus. That's all it is. It's a circus. How could you take a team like the Revival and look at what they did in NXT and waste guys like that away? If I'm building a tag team division, the Revival would be at the top or near the top of who I would pick immediately to start my tag team division off with. And you're wasting them away? The Authors of Pain were brought up from NXT. Why? Why were they brought up from NXT if they're merely going to be on main event and be off of television and off of Raw for 3 weeks in a row? Why are you bringing up sanity if you have no plan to push tag team wrestling? Now, this report could be completely bogus, could be fake, could be false, could be complete bullshit. But the way that we've seen tag team wrestling wither away on television, and what we're seeing now, we don't see the Usos, we don't see the Bludgeon Brothers, we don't see the Authors of Pain, the Revival are dead. Tag team division is absolutely lifeless. I couldn't give a fuck about either champion on either brand. Looks like what Mike Johnson is saying is completely true. And that's a fucking shame. So what you're going to do is you're going to move the Revival and everybody that is really wasting away, the Revival, the Ascension, move them back down to NXT. Freshen your shows with new tag teams. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. I really don't know what else to tell you, people. That is the best thing to do. Trades or swapping with NXT and making NXT involved in the entire shakeup process. Not just someone coming up from NXT because it's their time. Legitimate trades. Speaking of NXT, Sasha Banks has dropped many a hint over the last couple of years that she would love to go back to NXT. And again, it's in the news today. This Raw superstar would like to return where she began. Prior to signing with WWE, she wrestled on the indie scene and most notably for Chaotic Wrestling, where she once held the Chaotic Women's Championship title. She signed with WWE and was placed in their developmental brand NXT in 2012. Her match against Bayley at NXT TakeOver Respect on October 7th, 2015 was the first women's match to ever headline a major WWE event, the first women's Iron Man match, and the longest women's match in WWE history at the time and length of 30 minutes. In 2016, her and Charlotte became the first women to headline a WWE pay-per-view event and the first to compete inside a Hell in a Cell, which was completely and utterly garbage and useless. I will stand to that to this very day. Not even necessary. Not even necessary. The first women to main event Raw in a women's match since 2004. Now, between WWE and NXT, Banks has had 5 championship reigns due to her being a former NXT Women's Champion and record-tying 4-time Raw Women's Champion, all of which did not last 30 days. She won the title, and in 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, gone. Every reign she had on Raw did not eclipse 30 days. If that is not shitty booking, I don't know what is shitty booking. WWE held an NXT live event on Thursday in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. At the show. And, this was recorded on Thursday because I had to get ready for House of Glory on Friday. So, for the people who are saying WWE's listening to me, I don't know if they are, and they certainly didn't in this instance. It's just a mere bizarre coincidence. At that show, the Revival, Dawson and Wilder made surprise appearances, and Banks caught wind of the news and their surprise appearance. The Revival was actually in a match with O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. And I would pay good money to see those 4 men in a tag team title match. She took to her official Twitter account to comment on the news by dropping a hint that she would like to return to the promotion. She wrote, "Can I come next time?" Last year, and I remember where I was, what I was doing, and when I was listening to this. Last year, she was on Sam Roberts, and she was talking about various topics that included the differences between the main roster and NXT. This is what she had to say, and I quote, "I think that's what's different about NXT too. We kind of always knew where we were going, so it helped me prepare and think ahead of time, like, how could I make this better? But when I go to Raw, it's legit like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't even know what to prepare for. I'm just like, okay, and handed something or told something, and I was like, okay, I have 1 hour to get ready. Oh, okay, all right, let's just do it." So honestly, I wish we had the opportunity to know what we're doing in the next 3 months. If we're going with a storyline, I would like to know where we're going with it. Instead, we're going with you and Alexa Bliss, and this is where we want to take it and where we want to go. I want that to happen, instead of just being, maybe we'll just have a tag team match. This is exactly what she stated. So Sasha Banks also wants long-term booking. Maybe you'll have a promo, maybe you'll have this random match that doesn't make any sense or whatever, who knows, or maybe we'll just sit in catering for the night, who knows. I think that's with all our WWE superstars, none of them know what's going on. When you see Monday Night Raw, we're all surprised. Sometimes we're even confused about where we're going, and sometimes maybe they don't even follow through with the storyline, which kind of sucks sometimes. End quote. This is coming from one of the most prominent female performers in the company that stated that on a WWE sponsored podcast. And Sam Roberts is a WWE sponsored podcast because he works for the WWE and he's featured on WWE television. So if she's allowed that type of freedom and she's allowed to say that on television, that's what would land her in hot water. And that's why she might be in the doghouse, because of shit like that. But everybody listening to what she said there, and you're listening to me now reiterate what she said, can any of you blame the woman? I can't. I can't blame her whatsoever. If I'm a WWE superstar and I came up from NXT and I'm suffering the same fate that I see right now from Bayley and Sasha Banks and Tyler Breeze and Bo Dallas and the Revival and the Ascension, my answer is going to be the same thing that Sasha Banks just stated here on the Sam Roberts podcast. Can I come next time? You want to know why they want to go back down to NXT? And it's not because of the way that they construct television. That's the way they do it. That's the taped show environment. They tape 3 or 4 shows in a single setting, and you know where they're going. It gives you all that time to space out and plan for storylines. This is what we're seeing on television. This is how it's going to play out over the next month. This is where we're going with the next set of tapings. It gives you an entire month to plan. You can't do that on Raw. Sometimes she don't even know what the fuck she's doing an hour before they hit the air on the USA Network. How terrible of an environment is that? And this is a WWE show. This is NXT under a WWE banner. Meanwhile, you have people like that wanting to go back down to NXT. Yet I'm supposed to sit here and praise Monday Night Raw when your own performers are telling you, yeah, it's a fucking circus and a shit show, but I gotta say it in the nicest way possible. Take the Revival, take the Ascension, and take whomever you don't want, put them down in NXT, and get them some traction and some momentum. That includes the women. That includes the women. Now, that won't ever happen with Sasha Banks, because Sasha Banks has got all this publicity and all these followers on social media. She's a face of the company. She has a huge PR presence. She is one of the biggest pieces to the women's movement in WWE. They would never put her down back down in NXT and take that off television. I know they won't do that. The inner child in me, the inner fan in me would love to see a Sasha Banks traded for a Kairi Sane or a Nikki Cross or anybody down there. But they won't do that. I know they won't do that. WWE, Raw, and SmackDown will continue to take, and continue to waste. The bottom line, the people of Raw and SmackDown do not know how to handle talent. They don't know how to creatively write television, and they don't know how to book wrestling. There's no long-term process here. They book week after week after week, and things don't make sense, and we get stuck with tag team, 6-man tag team women's, 6-woman tags, and that's the way it is. Because they lack creativity. And then you got people praising the fucking show, trying to find positive in all of it, and this shit accumulates week after week after week after week, and then like fucking robots, like fucking brainwashed idiots. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Meanwhile, I've seen the same shit for the last 4 fucking months. It's good. No, it's not good. Fuck out of here, it's good. Are you fucking kidding me? You know why I love House of Glory storylines so much and what they do? Because every fucking show, there's 3 or 4 storylines that are continuing from the last show and that have been ongoing for the last year and a half. On Monday Night Raw, how many storylines are ongoing and continuing? I can't think of one outside of Roman fucking Reigns. And I'm waiting for that to fucking blow up in their face and fail. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live are nothing but fucking embarrassments. You can make all this fucking money. You can tout and podcast and talk about how much money WWE's making. Are they putting on good television? Absolutely. Fucking not even close to it. Was WrestleMania a business success? Absolutely. Creatively, television-wise. Did it fulfill you as a fan? Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. Don't give me that shit. Tired of hearing stories like this where people of their own fucking roster, on their own roster, wanting to move back down to NXT, right? Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Can you tell me that the morale on Raw and SmackDown is good right now? Clearly, if Sasha Banks wants to move back down there, it ain't. If the Revival is fucking throwing parties that they're in NXT, there's no morale. Fuck out of here, man. WWE, it's in the news. Give Me Sport reporting that WWE is interested. Who wouldn't be? In Cody Rhodes, Matt, and Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks. And I'm sure you can add Kenny Omega to that list too because he's a free agent in January 2019 as well. WWE may have one of the most stacked rosters in the history of their company. In the history of wrestling today. But they don't have all of the industry's biggest stars. There are plenty of high-profile stars in the game that are currently signed to other promotions. Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega is arguably the biggest professional wrestling star on the planet right now, and he's signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Cody Rhodes is also one of the bigger names in the industry after leaving WWE and reinventing himself. He's currently locked up with Ring of Honor. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, also a huge presence in professional wrestling. And are one of the most over tag teams in the industry probably ever. All four of these men have linked to WWE in some way, shape, or form as far as rumors go, but nothing has ever been made official throughout the years. According to a report from Dave Meltzer himself, who's the biggest New Japan mark, the biggest Bullet Club mark that there is. WWE could be interested in bringing in 3 of these men in the future when their contracts expire. Meltzer noted that WWE could look into bringing Cody Rhodes back and also bringing on the Young Bucks to help bolster their tag team division. Now, obviously, that would go against the report of WWE not wanting to push tag team wrestling because there's no money in tag team wrestling, according to PW Insider and Mike Johnson. So there's conflicting reports now. I'm not saying either one of them are true, but it's conflicting reports. And I really don't see the reason how WWE can't make money off tag team wrestling. It's ludicrous to even think that. The reason indie wrestling got so strong is because it's a star-driven business. If the star power leaves, they get hurt. If they go to WWE and there's no replacements, it could make a big difference. Some of these guys are not easily replaceable as far as star power goes. WWE is going to be after them all, so that's the situation. I'll tell you what, as far as Cody and the Young Bucks go, I don't know how long Cody's contract is, but obviously the Young Bucks contract ends at the end of this year. But they're going to be in great shape as far as contract negotiations go. They can probably get themselves a nice raise if it's a contract year because this is a pretty good time to look like stars, and that's what it's all about. Look at what the Young Bucks are doing with All In. Do they really need the WWE? I mean, do they even have any interest in going to the WWE? Oh, they have eyes. They're fans. They know the in. They know what's going on. Do you really want to go to the WWE right now in the midst of this creative failure that's going on, widespread throughout the company? Why would you want to put yourself in that position to fail? It would be completely against everything that they've done and against who they are. Can you imagine the Young Bucks failing and being delegated to being off TV for 3 weeks in a row? Being pushed to the side and not being given tag team gold or being featured in tag team storylines or tag team championship matches? Can you picture that? Can you picture Kenny Omega falling to the wayside like a Shinsuke Nakamura has? Or being treated like a Bobby Roode? I mean, it would be absolutely demoralizing. Not only to the fucking performers themselves, but to the fans who have such high expectations for these fucking guys. When you see them go to the big time, oh yeah, Kenny Omega's going to main event WrestleMania. Really? Or is WWE going to take them and use them as an example? You know? One of the biggest things that I've ever seen, you know, everybody talked about Christian Cage when he was in TNA. I was a big Christian guy. To see him move on from Edge and WWE and find success in TNA, he looked like a fucking legit star. He looked great as their world champion. Comes over to WWE, what happened? What happened? WWE made a fucking example out of him. You want to leave us to go to TNA under Dixie Carter? And you want to go over there and kind of abandon us? We made you, motherfucker. So now you want to come crawling back to over here, and you think you're going to find the same level of success in the WWE that you found in TNA? No, man. Exactly what I told you in the beginning of the show. You get what you get when we say you get it. You get the spotlight when we say you get it. You get pushed only if we say you get pushed. And again, it's a political environment in WWE. It's a business. They're going to want who they want. They're going to push to the side who they don't fucking care for. So the risk that the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega are going to take by going to the WWE after finding success and selling out a 10,000-seat venue on their own with their friends, booking an entire weekend of conventions with them and their friends. Do they really need the WWE? Do you really need their money? When you're making more of it, I'm sure, than the majority of the people on their roster. WWE sometimes is not the best solution for a professional wrestler. Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, the Bullet Club, now not everybody's going to be at that level, but they are opening doors and showing you that if you work your ass off, like we have, and get to a point where we are, you could do the same thing. I would fear if any four of these men came to the WWE. I really would. The fan in me would absolutely fucking love it. You don't think I want to see Kenny Omega come out on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live with some fucking Final Fantasy Sephiroth type theme, doing the fucking Bullet Club thing, the Terminator thing? You don't think I want to see that? Not even on Raw. I'd love to see it in NXT. I'd love to see it anywhere. You don't think I want to see Marty Scurll coming out with his fucking mask and his umbrella? It would kill whatever these guys have built up. Everything. WWE would take it, and take it because they don't want anybody raining on what they're doing. They want to be professional wrestling, and WWE will kill whatever is a threat to them. Right now, they may not admit it. Financially, WWE is set. I'm not talking about business-wise. But you have to at least admit that the WWE is having some of their thunder taken away by what the Bullet Club is doing. And no matter if it's a little or a little, the WWE has a major issue with that. Because they are salty over the littlest fucking things. If they fired Jimmy Jacobs over a fucking picture with these guys, then they are at least just a little salty what the Bullet Club is doing. They won't admit it. They won't publicly admit it. Nobody will fucking mention it. But there's whispers in the back. You don't think the guys in the back, you don't think the guys like Owens and Rollins and Adam Cole and all those guys who were fucking born and bred in the indies, you don't think they're going to be at least slightly interested in knowing what's going on with All In? Come on. There's more people than you realize that are really fucking, excited about All In, but they just can't express it. Believe me. I would not go to WWE, even Cody, who has family. He's born and bred into this fucking business. I would not go. Just based off what he said, just based off what Cody Rhodes said in his last days before they let him go, they didn't want him to be Cody. They wanted him to be Stardust. That's all you need. That little fucking container of information is all you need. They wanted him to continue being Stardust. That means they wanted Cody to be mediocre at best. They had no interest in pushing him. So he broke away, and now look at him. One of the biggest, most notable names in wrestling is Cody Rhodes. Why? Because he didn't need WWE. He realized that, and he did something about it, and he said, fuck you. Not literally, because I'm sure he wants to go back there someday, but it's going to be on his terms, and he's going to make the money that he thinks he deserves. Believe me. Everything I said probably is 100% factual. So if I'm those guys, I'm staying away, at least for the time being. Tyler Breeze even makes a surprise appearance at NXT Live events. We're going to keep with the nobody should be on Raw and SmackDown type theme going on here. Tyler Breeze even showed up at NXT. Now, NXT held a live event Friday in Jacksonville, Florida. This was away from the Oklahoma show at the Maxwell Snyder Armory, and Breeze made a special appearance where he defeated Marcel Barthel in a singles match. Post-match, he decided to take the microphone where he would cut a promo about how he hadn't been around in a while, and they pulled his merchandise off the table. Now, he decided to appear at this show and start selling merch again after the show. He thanked the fans for support. It appears that this was a one-off appearance, but it was quite the surprise for those who made the decision to attend the event. Brian Fritz of SportingNews.com did a recent interview with Breeze a few years ago where Breeze reflected on the atmosphere of NXT. This is what he had to say about NXT and how much NXT means to him. I quote, "It's so underground. It's such a cool atmosphere. There's a cool feeling to it. We've really branched out NXT so far that everybody's excited about it. The fact that you can feel it. Like, if you come to the shows we're having in Philadelphia and Albany, and the atmosphere is so cool. You can capture it. You can't capture it on TV. You actually have to be there in person to feel it." I don't know what else to tell you, man. I just wanted to throw that in there. And another guy who really should be brought back down to NXT and given a new lease on life. Because right now, he's fucking dead. He's dead. Absolutely directionless. And I hate seeing guys wasted with this type of potential being fucking wasted. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. There really isn't much else. I've went on, and how long am I here? I'm here for 52 minutes now. I got maybe one more story here, and then we'll hit the rest tomorrow. I got news on Enzo debuting with Impact possibly. I got the UK tournament participants revealed. SmackDown Live no longer to be on the USA Network. Where Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal could be placed on the card. Why WWE pay-per-views have been too long. Speaking of Money in the Bank, we'll end with this. Shinsuke Nakamura and WWE planning the stipulation for his match with AJ Styles. Now, obviously, they put on a great main event on SmackDown Live. It was probably the best match that they've had so far in the span of a month. Some of you are tired of it. Some of you are enjoying it. I'm in between. I think what WWE has been kind of, it's not creative. And if this is the best that they got for Nakamura and AJ Styles and the WWE Championship, one has to wonder what the fuck they're thinking. Now, after being counted out at the Greatest Royal Rumble, Styles viciously attacked Nakamura in a revenge attack after their WrestleMania match. So, a no disqualification match was announced between Nakamura and Styles at Backlash, and again, no clear winner was determined as neither man was able to get to their feet and answer the referee's 10 count. So now Styles and Nakamura will rematch at Money in the Bank, and Nakamura has yet to decide on a stipulation for the match. Now, Nakamura is deciding on a stipulation because he beat AJ Styles in a great way on SmackDown Live. Very old school, played possum, referee had his back turned, AJ turned around, low blow, Nakamura faked an injury, or he faked a low blow, and he caught AJ Styles off guard. Great ending. Playing possum is one of the best old school ways for heel to get heel heat. Now, per report from Cage Side Seats, it seems that their match at Money in the Bank is going to be a last man standing match. This is a perfect stipulation to have a clear winner. However, WWE will clearly expose what the last man standing rules are. There's one issue. There's a possibility that the match could end the same exact way their Backlash match did. If neither man is able to get to their feet and answer the 10 count, the match will again end in a draw. Perhaps Paige will be told that there must be a special stipulation in order to get a definitive winner for this match. I and many other podcasters have talked about WWE giving you any type of match. I mean, they could keep this going on for a couple more pay-per-views going till SummerSlam if they wanted. Last man standing. Both men don't make the 10 count. Money in the Bank ladder match or TLC match, whatever the case may be, a ladder match at Money in the Bank. They both grab the title down and they both take the title down with them. Steel cage match. Both men ascend the steel cage, come down, land at the same fucking time. Same way that Bret Hart and Lex Luger went over the ropes in the 1994 Royal Rumble. It is not out of the realm of possibility for WWE to continue this and have it continue going on every single pay-per-view until we get at SummerSlam, where they give us a legit clear winner. Do I think that they'll do that? Yes. I do think that they will do that. Do I want to see it? No. Not after Joe has already claimed stake at the WWE Championship. I think I'm over the Nakamura. I did say at the Greatest Royal Rumble that, I could see these guys fight forever, or fight a few more times legitimately. Now I want to see it happen again and again and again. WWE is kind of making a mockery out of it. Every stipulation, they find some loophole in it, and it ends in a draw. I don't know what good that's doing Nakamura. I don't know what good that's doing Styles or the WWE Championship. But all I know is now that Joe has kind of threw his name into the hat of the WWE Championship picture, Joe versus Styles at SummerSlam is a big fucking money match. And I think a match that a lot of people would have a big interest in. And like I stated on SmackDown Live Review, I think Nakamura's time has sailed. I think WWE, by keeping the title on Jinder Mahal, ruined Shinsuke Nakamura. And we gotten to a point now where, if he wins it, so be it. But if he doesn't, I don't think people are going to legitimately care anyway. And at that point, one has to wonder where Nakamura goes. And I'll say it again. I think they missed the boat on Nakamura. If they pull the trigger on Nakamura in October by having him take the title off Jinder Mahal at Hell in a Cell, we still could have been in the same position, the very same exact position we are in today. But at least Nakamura would have had a legitimate title run. Now we're looking at Nakamura. He may not even get a title run at all. And if he does get the title, how long is it going to last, and is anybody going to care? At least if he won it in October, people would have cared. And that's all I got to say about that. I'm getting the fuck out of here. The weather is miserable. I want to take a nap. I'm tired of talking WWE. Going to let my voice rest, and I'll be back for part 3 tomorrow on your Sunday afternoons. Today's my father's birthday. I went over there this morning, wished him a happy birthday, but we're going to be taking him out tomorrow. So tomorrow, just like today, the reason why the podcast is late today is because I was spending time with my dad. Tomorrow it might be late because I might be taking him out to dinner. So we'll see what happens with that. Either way, you're definitely going to get a video, just maybe a little bit later than usual. So happy birthday to my dad. He turns 56 years old today. And yeah, my dad's 56. He's quite young. And my mom's 57. So I got relatively young parents at home. So God bless them. But I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. Off the script, as always, I'm proud of the show. I'm glad you guys fucking come here every single week and praise the show and what it means to you. I'm really contemplating after what you guys said about me via Twitter and the comment section of yesterday's video. I'm thinking about doing the StarCast thing. I will let you guys know what my decision is made. And if you see the StarCast official account tweet out that JD is fucking all in, I want you guys to blow that shit up bigger than anybody has seen so far with the announcements made for StarCast, man. So I'll let you guys know on that. But thank you for all the love and support. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Pledge to the Patreon, man. Support the podcast on Patreon. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Buy a t-shirt. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. And if you guys are listening on iTunes, leave a 5-star rating. Leave a comment. Tell me how great the show is. If you fucking hate me, you love me, leave a comment, leave a rating. And if you guys are listening on Podbean, man, make sure you hit the like button and follow me on Podbean as well. I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys for part 3 tomorrow right here on episode 222. I'll talk to you later.